Hey everyone, welcome to the Industry Leader Mentoring webinar with Infopreneur Agency. We're here today with JJ or Jean-Jacques Briquet from France. He is an award-winning video editor. He's been doing it for 20 years, helped produce all kinds of videos, and one of them, actually one of the companies sold over 300,000 copies of his DVDs that he's helped produce. So he really knows what he's doing, and he does it in his sleep. And what he's going to share today is about how to make pro videos, like pro quality videos. We're talking Apple studio quality videos that would normally cost thousands of dollars to produce in your bedroom, in any room, in your when you're traveling. Basically, what he's going to teach you is how to have the perfect setup for your pro quality video studio. So no matter where you are, no matter what your budget is, you're able to shoot super quality video. And why is this important? It's because, as mentioned in previous emails that you probably have seen, video is the number one thing that media people look at when they want to check you out. They want to see how you speak, how you present yourself, what your product is. They're going to see your video first thing. That's the first thing they're going to look at on your website. And if it's not top quality, if it's not on par with your brand and with the quality of your services, it's easily mistaken as poor quality products and services. So you can be judged very easily, and it happens all the time, just based on your video and the quality of it. Okay, so we're talking about the sound quality, the lighting, all of that. It really is truly important. As you know, first impression is everything, and once your impression's gone, the first impression's gone, then it's really hard to make up for it. So what we're going to do today is teach you how to make super pro quality videos that make you stand out, make you look awesome, make you look really, really powerful and a leader in your industry. So you get more clients, more partners, media promotions, opportunities just come to you just with one really high quality video, okay? So with that said, we're going to get into the webinar now. JJ, go ahead and take it away. Thanks again.
All right. Hey, thanks, Omar.
All right.
All right.
Whoa. Okay, and I want to remind people while you're getting that set up that this is a recording, but right now you have an opportunity to ask questions, number one, and at the end we're also going to give you a very special gift that's not going to be recorded, right? So go ahead and make sure you ask any questions you have, put them in the chat box. This is going to be a super valuable webinar for you.
All right, thanks, Omar. I'd like to welcome everybody. So today I'm going to talk to you about how you can easily set up a personal video studio on any budget so that you can film pro quality video. So first, I'd like you to have the best viewing experience, and I'd like to give you a few tips to make it smoother. So first, if you could, first of all, shut down any background tasks that you have running on your computer so that you don't have any buffering issue, like Facebook or Skype or email running. That'll be great. I'll promise that it'll be smooth if you do that. And second of all, if you could close the door just so you have no distraction and you can be more focused, so you'll be able to get more of the content. And third, if you could silence your cell phone. So it's not going to be easy, but I'll promise I'll make it worth it. And first of all, I'm super stoked that you're all here today. I'd like to thank you for showing up. And I would like to give you a special gift at the end of this training so you can easily get your personal video studio going. So basically, it will be my recommended equipment list so that you can start filming your own professional's video now. So again, stay tuned until the end so you can get your hands on it. So my name is Jean-Jacques Briquet. If I can tell you a little bit about myself, but call me JJ. All my friends call me JJ. So I started doing videos. I started making skate films in San Diego. And so that was my introduction to it. And that led me to get an award from Transworld Skateboarding, was voted best video of the year. So with that, I was able to move to LA and get into working for over 8 years, making skateboard movies and that got me into the Hollywood style post-production and production. So after working on those skate films, I started working on TV pilots and TV shows, and moved back to Tahiti. Worked a lot on institutional videos, meaning making videos for big brands to promote their services. And the post-production world is pretty small over there. So I was working on TV commercials, because companies will come to Tahiti to film commercials with multi-million-dollar budgets. And on that end, I was working more in production, meaning on the filming parts of things. And that was so cool, because I was able to work with cameras that were just amazing. And in about 2011, I got introduced to marketing, and I would go to a bunch of trainings. And that's when I met Omar, actually. And I got super stoked in marketing and started studying it a lot. And naturally, I mixed both of them, video and marketing, and got into video marketing. So I started working with entrepreneurs, making sales videos for them and making online courses videos. And I'm not saying all this to brag at all. Actually, it's quite the opposite. It's just to give you a little background of where I'm coming from. So my specialty today is to help ethical entrepreneur create converting videos without breaking the bank. And that comes from my background in skateboarding, because we had to make the best bang out of the buck that we had, because we didn't have big budgets. So I'd like to ask you, I'd like to know, if I can tell you another little story. It almost didn't really start, because when I first got my first video camera, it was in 97, and I got it for my birthday. So I started filming my friends skateboarding, and one of them was about to get sponsored. And so he asked me if I could make him a tape so he could show it to one of his sponsors. And when he came back, I could see by the look on his face that he wasn't stoked. And he told me, he was like, "Man, I can't film with you anymore. My sponsor told me it's like no good." And to be honest, I was pretty crushed, and I was like, "Whoa, that's weird. That's my friend I go skating with all the time." And that didn't stop me. So I kept going at it. And next thing you know is I have an award-winning video that gets me to move to LA, work for a great production company, and I end up traveling the world, going to Australia, going to Fiji to work on some big world championships competitions. So what I want to ask you is, are you currently using videos in your business? If you can let us know in the chat box.
And you're talking about any kind of
any videos. Kind of video.
Right on. So if you are using video, go ahead and say yes in the chat box, or thumbs up like CF did.
And I have a problem with getting the chat box, actually, on my side of things.
And Jan says not yet.
Yes. So if you started shooting videos, are you happy with the quality that you have right now? If you can let me know.
Well, I'm just gonna speak. I want to say yes, I do use video, but I'm not satisfied with the quality.
All right, and if you're not shooting videos yet, what's holding you back?
And by the way, JJ, just so you know, since I know you're having trouble with the chat box, Bassem said yes, but it is horrible, noisy, unclear sound.
Okay.
And so the last question, want to repeat it, JJ? So
yes, if you haven't started shooting videos, what's holding you back?
So go ahead and put that in the chat box, please, you guys. What's holding you back? So people are saying, so Jan says time and equipment. Gordon says syncing up quality audio with quality video.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, it's good answers.
So that's what I was actually looking for. Like equipment's the biggest thing that comes up, and don't worry, that's something that we'll cover tonight.
Or today, this morning for us.
Yes. Yeah, sorry guys, it's pretty late for me. Actually, it's evening for me now. It's frustrating not being able to see the chat box. And anyway,
Okay. Yeah, and then Andrew Machi says equipment.
yep.
So,
Well, don't worry. Well,
cool.
All right. So I'd like to let you know that we'll be taking care of this. So technology usually pops up, and we'll go over that in this masterclass. So you're in the right place right now if you know that you need to use video, but you don't know which camera to choose or what equipment you need. And I want you to know that you're in the right place too if you think video production is too expensive. And you're in the right place if you want to make your videos look more professional. So here's some of the items we're going to be focused on tonight. So we'll see the single most important ingredient to get professional image quality. The counterintuitive way to choose the equipment that you need so you can maximize your budget. And when it's okay to use what you already have and still get excellent results. So here's my promise to you. You'll discover a step-by-step strategy to build your personal video studio without going broke so that you can film pro quality video. And also remember, stay until the end so you can get my recommended equipment list. And here's why building your personal video studio is important now, because you've noticed that all the top influencers online have been able to build big audiences using professional videos. And you can definitely tell the ones that know how to do it from the ones that do it without guidance. And a lot of you probably don't have, the big influencers budget, and I sure don't have their budget. So that's why I want to show you how you can easily make a personal video studio on any budget so that you can film professional looking videos. So let's get started. First, let's talk about lighting. Why is lighting important? Well, without light, you just can't see. So camera, it's actually the same thing, but we see much better than a camera. So great lighting is the actual #1 ingredient that you need for professional looking video. Let me tell you a little story. So there's this guy called Stu Maschwitz, and he's one of my idols. He used to work for ILM, that company that made Star Wars and stuff like that. Then he went on to make his own company, The Orphanage. So he's a guy that's super tech in visual effects. And so I didn't know it at the time, but he was a skateboarder, and he bought the first digital video camera that ever existed, which is it doesn't matter the name, it's the Sony VX1000. And so he bought that camera, and he was on a movie set. He was on a shoot, and he decided to film some footage. So there's that scene that was greatly lit, and he shot it with that consumer camera, little digital video camera that was, just consumer quality. And when he went home, he was super shocked when he saw it on the monitor. He looked at the footage and he was like, oh my God, this is, a consumer camera, but the quality is just amazing. So that's when he realized that even with consumer grade equipment, if you have good lighting, then you can have a good image. So let me show you that little test that Zacuto did. So Zacuto is a company that makes a bunch of camera equipment, and they ran a test. So it's pretty old. It's from 2012, but it's still relevant today. Basically, what they did is they gave a bunch of DP, so directors of photography, the guys that create the images that make them look good. They gave them a bunch of cameras, so one camera each, and they had a contest. So they had to film a scene, shoot some clips. And No Film School, which is a great website that deals with everything, with cinema, did a blind test. So basically, they got the clips from Zacuto, and they had the readers vote. And if you look at it, look at the result that they got, even though there's no clear favorite, there's a bunch of people that had no choice. The ones that voted, the #1 camera that came out was the Panasonic GH2, which is a consumer level photo camera. And the second one is the Arri Alexa. And then you can see the Sony under it, the Red. So all those high-end film cameras came second to that photo camera. And what it teaches us is that with good lighting, if you know what you're doing, even a consumer grade video camera, photo camera can make great pictures. So as you can see, lighting is really the most important ingredient to get a great image quality. In that test, you see it. So, and lighting, the problem is most people think that it costs a lot of money. Well, that's not true, because the first option that you get is natural light. The sun is free for everybody. And to me, and to a lot of pros, that's actually the best source of lighting. There are a few things you need to know if you use natural light. If you're shooting out in the sun, you don't want the sun to be behind your subject. You always want it to be in front of your subject at about 45 degrees at an angle from them. You want to respect the hours that you're shooting at. You want to start shooting about 2 hours after sunrise or 2 hours before sunset. There's a golden hour, which is the last hour before sunset. So the picture you're seeing right now is just, right at the end of the golden hour, and you can get super warm tones, really great shadows, so great light. And the big problem with natural lighting is that the lighting can change. We can't control the elements. We can't control the weather. So it can be not consistent sometimes, but it's free and you can get great looking images. So the other day I was playing with my son, and I want to show you a little clip. So that's my son. And that shot is just with natural lighting in the room. And it looks pretty damn good. If you look at it, it's just great. And look, there's no light. We're here in my little office, and it was just the sun. So now it was the free option. If you have a small budget, then we can get to the next option, which is using 150 watt daylight fluo bulb. So those bulbs, really, they're not that old, and they give you great light, but you want to put them in a white Chinese paper lantern. So the reason why you want to use a lantern is to diffuse the light so you don't get harsh shadows. So you can see that for about $25, you can get one of those bulbs with the Chinese lantern. And just to give you an idea of the size, so this is the size of the bulb next to a regular light bulb. So they're huge. They're actually huge light bulbs. Like, I read about them before I got my first one. I couldn't believe how big they were, but they give you a great light. So here's an example of a shot with just one light bulb in that Chinese lantern thing. So basically, if you look at it, it looks pretty damn good. And it's just from $25 worth of lighting. So everybody can afford that. And I'm giving you another low budget option. So before those light bulbs came around, we used to use halogen work lights. So those work lights are super strong, but be careful because they can get super hot and their light is really harsh. So be careful because stuff can burn. They're really hot, but they put out a lot of light. Like, you can get some 500 watts ones. And what you want to do if you use those lights, they're about $10 a piece. You can use some baking paper that you put on top of the light to diffuse the lighting, and you hold that baking paper with clothespin. So that's really some guerrilla filming techniques. And to show you the outcome.
Can I just point some things out real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So in case people are wondering, like diffusing the light, the reason you do that is it's going to be too bright, basically. It's going to make
No, not at all. Let me just.
Okay.
The reason you want to diffuse the light is so you don't get harsh shadows. Because diffuse light is going to give you a smooth shadow. So on the face, when you're filming a face, you're not going to see a straight line that goes from black to the color, the skin tone. You're going to see a good graduation. The light's going to be smooth. If you're taking a photo of somebody in sunlight at noon, you see harsh shadows right there. The face is going to be black. There's going to be... So diffuse lighting means that the light's going to be really smooth and it's going to be even.
Gotcha. And I noticed in that video that you shot with your son that the sunlight was everywhere, like from behind and front.
Yeah. Well, basically, it was just, the sunlight was coming through the windows, and I didn't even place him for anything. He was playing on my whiteboard, and I was playing with the camera, and I wanted to just capture him playing, and it was just that angle, and the light looked really good, and it was diffused because it was not direct. But even being in a room with a window that gives you the sunlight, you can get enough light to shoot a great picture. So the point of that clip was to show that you can get a really great looking video using sunlight. The thing is, sunlight, you cannot control it. If there's a big cloud that comes, the light's going to come down.
Right.
So I want to show you quickly a little example with those work lights, because, that clip is from about, 4 or 5 years ago. And that was all shot with work lights, like that whole thing right here. Everything was lit just with work lights. Because at that time I was in Tahiti, we couldn't get that much studio equipment around, and I was like, hey, I'm going to figure it out. And yeah, I got it to where it looks great with just work lights. But be careful, because they're super hot. So if, fabric touches the light, it can burn. And it's super harsh light, so you want to put that baking paper on it. So that's what I did here. And you can see the shadows, they're smooth. If you look around, the shadows are super smooth.
Hey, JJ,
Yep.
I just got to ask, are you going to share with us how you position the lights so to make it look good?
Actually, I don't have we talked about it. I don't have the diagram, neither the time, because we won't be able to get through a lot of the things that we have planned if we do that. Basically, it's called 3-point lighting. And so I don't have the diagram. It's hard to explain it right now.
Okay. Well, I mean, if there's anything, any like little quick tips you want to share, just basic tips. So like if somebody were to go out and get those harsh lights or the working lights, like how would you recommend setting it up so it doesn't look it's like the shadows are in the right place and all that?
Well, it depends what you're trying to light, but the regular 3-point lighting is what you would go with. And that's really, it gives you a studio look. So you get one light, the main light, 45 degrees on the side, on one side. The filling light, you put it 45 degrees on the opposite side of your subject. Then you get a backlight that you put behind or on top of your subject. So that's the basic lighting, really. And
Got it. All right, cool. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, sure. So what I would recommend now, if you have a bit more budget, is to go with a softbox light kit. So for about $150, then you can get a full light kit that will give you that nice, soft, diffuse lighting. They'll give you great shadows, and they're also daylight balance. So before I got stopped, I didn't get into the daylight balance thing. So why I recommended the fluo bulb, you want to get daylight balance lighting as much as you can, because it will be the same temperature as the sun. So if you have daylight balance lighting, you can also you can have natural light that comes in the shot, and you can still use your lights. Because otherwise, if they're not daylight balance, you will see different colors and it won't look good. To your eye, it will look good, but to the camera, it won't look good. So I really highly recommend that lighting kit, and stick around until the end if you want to get your hands on the, my recommended equipment list. You'll have just a direct link to that. So as you can see, poor lighting is what really will break an image. You need good lighting. With good lighting, even with consumer cameras, you can get great lighting. So now we're going to get to one of the big questions that I get asked all the time. It's, okay, so sorry, I forgot. That's an example of, just the camera with the softbox kit. So basically the video that you saw when you registered, that's what I used. So let's do a little recap of what we saw so far. So for free, you can always use natural light, AKA the sun. And to me, that's the best light we can use. The only thing is you've got to watch out, because it can be inconsistent depending on the weather. And you want to you start filming about 2 hours after sunrise, 2 hours before sunset. Just remember the golden hour is really great. It's 1 hour before sunset. You can get really warm tones and, deep shadows. Then if you have a small budget, I recommend getting the fluorescent bulbs, 150 watt one with Chinese lantern. Really, for $25, you can't go wrong, and you'll get, great lighting. You can get 2 of them, more than one. That would be great. And my recommended setting is to use the softbox lighting kit, because those are great. For $150, you really can't go wrong. So now let's move to the big question that I also get asked all the time is which camera should I use? And to be honest, use the camera you have. And the latest smartphones, they film amazing videos, and it started with the iPhone 5S. Like seriously, they film really good videos. And if you don't have one, you can borrow one. And of course, you can use the Android equivalents. Pretty much all of them today, they use pretty much the same camera. They get the same quality. So if I can tell you a little story about that, there's a producer I work with in Tahiti. And so she came to my studio one day and I showed her a clip. I was like, hey, come check this out. So on a big HD monitor, I showed her a clip and I was like, what did you think about it? And she was like, oh, great colors. It's super sharp, and I pulled out my phone. And I was like, here, that's what I filmed it with. And she couldn't believe it. Like she got fooled by the quality of an iPhone. And this is the counterintuitive way to choose the equipment you need so you can maximize your budget. By that, I mean that if you have great lighting, even with your smartphone, you can film really great videos. Actually, the video for the registration of this webinar was shot on my iPhone. And I wanted to just show you that, get some good lights. Even if you have an iPhone, you have a great camera in your pocket. So I'd recommend using a tripod or a device that holds it in place. And please, if you film with a smartphone, film it horizontal. Turn it sideways so it's in landscape mode, because nothing is worse than filming in portrait. It makes it look so unprofessional, and it's just a pain to edit. So the trick is always to put it horizontal.
Totally. And also another tip is to shoot from the this camera side, the screen.
Well, it's actually, that's not true. That's not true. Depending on the model, like the older ones, yes. But if you have an iPhone 7, believe me, you can film it with the camera. That's, iPhone 8. Yes, they do full HD now because they have 4K. So nice. Yes, they're actually better now. But it's always better to get the other camera, the one that's behind, the one that has the most resolution. But the new ones, even the camera that's facing us,
get the job done.
Good. Yes.
Awesome.
And if you have a small budget, what I would recommend is to use the Logitech C920 webcam for $100. And just hear me out. So it films full HD. It can be mounted on a tripod. You can set it on top of your monitor. But the thing is that you can use the Logitech app that they give you for free. You can download it and you can access the manual settings. I know there's newer models. There's the C930. There's a lot of them that came out after. A lot of them are not as good as the C920. That one's really great, and a lot of online entrepreneurs, influencers are actually using this one to film their webinars and their videos. Because when you access the manual settings, you can control the camera.
Nice. So, what was that called again? Sorry, can you just say that model again?
It's right on the screen. It's the Logitech C920. That's the one you want to get. It's an older model, but it's really good. And you have some 4K versions now, but they're finicky. This one is proved and it works. And also another option, if you have a low budget, a small budget, is to get a used or refurbished iPhone 5S at least or 6. You can get them for cheap. I'll give you a few links too, so stay until the end. But that's really, today, they don't cost that much anymore.
Hold on. All right, so here's the slide. Cool, awesome. So yeah, it says Logitech C920.
Yes, so the Logitech C920. It's not the latest one, but there's some that came out after, and I was fooled too. There's a C930. Don't get that one. This one actually has the best quality for full HD and for $100. Just get the software from Logitech. It's a free software, and you can access all the manual settings.
Nice.
So now, if you have a bit more budget, then I would recommend going with Canon EOS Rebel T5i or T6i with the kit. They film in full HD. And basically, that video that you saw of my son was filmed with a T2i with the kit lens. So basically, it's, you could see the quality. It's really great. It's not the best lens, but even those entry-level Canon, digital SLRs, they give you great quality. If you're more of a Nikon person, The problem is Nikon lately, they dropped the ball, and the newer consumer level models are not as great. So it will be the D3300 with the kit lens, but it's an older one. And there are a few reasons to go with Canon. There's some software we can use that makes them better. But the deal with DSLRs is that you can get interchangeable lens. You can switch the lens. So that means that as you upgrade, you can get better lens. You know, once you start getting more budget for your videos, you can get better lens, and you can get those blurry backgrounds when you have the person super sharp in focus and the background super blurry. So the attention of your viewers just goes to your subject. So that's what I would recommend. So I would just like to recap what we saw with cameras today. So if you don't have any budget, like seriously, just use the best smartphone you can get your hands on. With good lighting, you'll get great quality. Just got to know how to use it. Then option number 2, if you have a little budget, get the Logitech C920 HD webcam. It's really great image quality. You can put it on a tripod if you need to, or if you want, you can put it on the screen. A lot of the internet marketer influencers use them today. It's really great. And if you have more budget, I would go with a Canon Rebel T5i or T6i DSLR kit. They've come a long way. And if you use them with great lighting, they can rival, like I showed you on the test, like big film, movie, digital cameras. Like you can get such a great quality. So now you may be wondering, do you really need a tripod? Well, the thing is that you need a way to hold your camera steady. And the easiest way is with a tripod. But depending on the camera you use and what you want to do, there are different options. So first, let's see, the free option. So basically, if you can't, have any budget, just use a bookshelf with some books. The main thing is to get your camera steady. So it doesn't move, it doesn't wiggle, and move your set around, move the things that you're going to have in the frame, move them around so they fit what you want to get. So pretty much anything that holds your camera steady will do. With a small budget, I would go for, there's some cheap tripods around $20. They're great today. They're great for static shots. And most of the time what you'll use are static shots. Otherwise, you can go with the Joby GorillaPod, which for smartphone, which is what you see on the picture. What's great about those tripods is that they can be mounted everywhere with those little legs. They can grip on the tree. They can seriously go anywhere. But be careful because there are different models. They're all based on the weight that they can hold. And of course, if you're using smartphones, you can also go to discount stores or dollar stores, and you have some really great functional smartphone tripods, but your mileage may vary. So I'll let you assess that. Now, if you have more budget, you could go with the Joby DSLR level tripod. A lot of famous vloggers, that's what they use, because they use them as a handle that they can set them anywhere. That's like, the tripod that you can just put anywhere. And what you see on the picture right now is the Manfrotto Compact Action Tripod. For $65, it's a steal. Have it, and what's great about it is that you can really set the head easily, to get the direction and the angle that you want to get. For bigger camera setups, they're heavier. I would recommend the Davis Sanford ProVista FM18 head. And then you have different prices depending on what kind of legs you have on the tripod. But if you have a heavier rig and a DSLR, then I'll recommend those last two. At least, you want to get a tripod that's solid if you put a DSLR on it. So pretty much any tripod though that has a fluid head will work fine. Just make sure that it can support your camera. So to recap, if you have no budget, you can always use what you have, like a bookshelf or some books and anything that, can get the camera at the level that you need, in the angle that you need. Or if you have a little budget today, there are a lot of cheap tripods. You can get some for $20 that will definitely work. No worries. Just make sure you choose the right one for your camera. And if you film with a DSLR, I will recommend getting a good tripod because you want to have your investment in the DSLR be safe with a tripod that can hold it. So now we'll see microphones. And you might be wondering, why would I need a microphone? My camera already has one. Well, the thing is that bad sounds make for unprofessional videos. And your camera's microphone, well, it's just worthless. It's not good. Just put it that way. It's crap. It's a camera after all. And cameras, they're made to film video. They're not made to capture great sound. Like if you want a great microphone, you'll end up spending at least $5,000 to $10,000 on a camera to get a decent microphone. But then again, let's see the free option. So the microphone from your smartphone headphones actually has a decent quality. And with that, most of us, I know I do, have a few sets laying around and, I'm not using them. And with those, you can do it yourself, a DIY lapel mic. So basically you can just cut the headphone part, just keep the mic, get a little pin, and then you tape it, and you can have it to record, to be used as a cheap DIY lapel mic. So what you want to do is always watch out for the ambient sound around and make sure to do a test before you actually record anything, so you don't have any surprise afterward. So this is a great example, to use what you already have. And I guarantee you that smartphone headphones microphone will have a better quality than the mic on your camera. It's simple physics, because if you're going to film yourself with a camera, you're going to set it basically 5-6 feet away from you. So the camera is going to be 5-6 feet away from you. Well, lapel mic will be right next to your throat. And it's just physics that the closer the mic is to the sound, the better the quality will be. So now let's see if you have a small budget. If you have a small budget, I'll recommend going with the mid-range lapel mics that are made especially for that. So for around 20 to 30 bucks, you can get one. So what you're seeing on the screen is the Audio-Technica ATR 3350IS, some weird number names, but I've had it for a few years, and I can tell you that it works really good. You can also go with the Movo LV1 lavalier microphone, and they both work with DSLRs and smartphones. I just want you to be aware there's different plugs for smartphones and DSLRs. They look the same, but they won't work. So meaning if you have the smartphone plug, you plug it into your DSLR, well, the mic's not going to work. So you want to be careful with that. So if you have more budget now, I would recommend going with the Blue Snowball or the Blue Yeti. They're very popular with broadcasters and internet marketers today, especially if they record a lot of video at their desk, or they do a lot of webcasts, or they do a lot of webinars. They do really give you a great sound, but they're attached to your computer. So right now I'm using the Snowball, and the quality is really, really great for the price. So the Snowball is about 50 bucks, and the Yeti is more expensive. If you wanted to go wireless, there's some options from Movo with wireless lavalier. Haven't tried that. Personally, I've only worked with industry standard wireless Sennheisers, but they cost a lot of money. They're like $500-600 a piece, and we never bought them. We just rented them. If you shoot with a DSLR though, and you want to have a little shotgun mic, it's the one on the screen. It's the Rode Video mic. So the Rode Video mic is really great, but again, you have to wait, between how far the camera is from you, so how much noise it's going to pick. So, it's up to you on that. So just to recap everything we just saw, basically, if you don't have any budget, just go with a smartphone, microphone from the headphones. It works really great. You'll get better sound than the onboard mic on your camera. If you can afford 20-30 bucks, definitely get one of those mid-level lavalier mic. You'll get absolutely great sound quality. And the lapel mic, they're unobtrusive. They're really great. If you do a lot of webinars, then do get the Yeti or the Snowball from Blue. They're super great. And for DSLR, you can go with the Rode Video mic. So now, what about the background? Because, we often don't think about it. And that's great that you mentioned that, Omar, because I always told you that's super important. And the background is basically an important part of your image. Sometimes it takes up more than 60-70% of your image, and it can either reinforce your message and your branding, or it can ruin it. So for the free option, you can just use whatever you have, or you can borrow. I mean, a nice bookshelf with some books in it, or a nice wall with some picture frames, a desk. You can use your living room, set it up. Basically anything that can support your branding and that will not make take your viewers' attention away. Like, you don't want anything that will take their attention away. So you have to pay attention to details when you set up your set, and have nothing weird behind your subject or coming out of their head. It's not because it's cheap. It's not because it's stuff that you already have. It's not useful. Just watch the background of some of the biggest internet marketers today. And, some of them, like Brandon Burchard, boom, you just have two, chairs behind, and that's it. And I mean, it looks natural. It's fine. Just use simple furniture. With a small budget, I would recommend using custom banners with your branding or your logo on it. They're great to help you establish your brand in an easy and organic way. And to be honest, you don't see it a lot. They cost about $40 a unit, so the stand and the banner. But there's, Kimura and Allison right now, they're launching new stuff. And that's what I was surprised, is I had some other shots from other people that I work with that did that, and they're using it right now. And it's just so easy to get your branding going with banners. And what's great is that you have a different product, boom, you get a new banner. You keep the stand, you just change the banner. And you can really establish your branding, your logo really easily.
That's brilliant. Awesome.
So now if you have a bit more budget, then you can go with full backdrops. You can get, an affordable price backdrop support. And the big advantage of a backdrop is that you can change the backdrop easily to suit the mood of what you're trying to feel. Or you can always use, wallpapers from home improvement stores. Like you can, like Bushra right here, she uses some bricks, and it's really just one part of the wall. What she put that wallpaper on it, 3D wallpaper, it looks like it's real bricks, but it's fake. But I would go more, the prices vary on those. You'll have to check your home improvement stores. But as far as, the backdrops and the backdrop support, you can look around $100. And what's great with paper backdrop or fabric backdrop is that you can change them depending on what you're trying to do, or you can even get some green screen if you want to do some visual effects type of stuff. So to recap on the backgrounds, option one, just use what you have, like bookshelves, books, your living room, your office. Just, really pay attention to details and have nothing weird behind your subject. You want the background to be congruent with your branding, with your image. If you have a little bit of budget, for $40, you can get a custom banner, and those are great to establish your brand and reinforce your branding. And the most flexible option is backdrop. So for around $100, you can get a backdrop stand with some fabric, backdrop fabric, and then you can switch them as you evolve, or depending on what you're trying to do, or if you want to do some green screens. So we pretty much went around what we wanted to see today, but I added a little extra step. So I wanted to talk about editing softwares, which one to pick, because today there's so many softwares going around. And once you're done filming your raw footage, well, you need to put it together. And so let's try to sort this out right now. So if you have no budget and you're on a Mac, you can definitely use iMovie. It's really easy to use. It's made for, so that an 8-year-old can use it by himself without even needing to read a manual, because there's no manual. If you're on Windows Movie Maker actually will get you through. And then there are a couple of more options that are free, like HitFilm Express. They have a paid version, but the free version works fine for what's needed. And then you have DaVinci Resolve, which is a professional editing software. Originally, it was more of a color correction software where they added editing capabilities in it. And when I was working in LA, basically we would go and do the color correction in a DaVinci suite. And you guys would guess how much we used to pay. It was $800 an hour. And now you're like, 20 years later, and you get the software for free, because the computers are so powerful. And basically with that software up to HD, it's free to use. If you go over HD, then you'll have to pay. But be aware that it's a professional software, so the learning curve on that is steep. But it's not, the tool that matters the most. It's actually the person using the tool. So with any of those programs, you'll be able to make great videos. If you have a small budget, you can spend some money. I'd recommend on the Mac to use ScreenFlow. So basically, just remember to stick around at the end, and then you'll have, the equipment list. And the other video editing software, Movie Maker, has been discontinued. So that's true. They're not making new Movie Maker software. So somebody was saying in the chat now, I know Movie Maker has been discontinued, but you can actually still use it, and you can still download it. So what they're doing is that Microsoft is not developing anymore. They're not making any more upgrades, but it works really good. And the other options that are great are HitFilm Express. So HitFilm Express has multiple versions, like 2 of them at least, and the free one will get you through. They do a bunch of, video effects and stuff like that, but that's not needed for what we're doing. And then DaVinci Resolve, which is from Blackmagic. So Blackmagic does a lot of camera equipment. They bought Resolve, and now they offer it as a software for free. You used to have to pay a lot of money just to use the software. And before it was sold as software, it used to be hardware and software. And you had to go into studios that cost $1 million to use that. And that's what I used to do. It was $800 an hour. So to come back to where we were, so if you have a little bit of budget, for $129 on a Mac, I would go with ScreenFlow. It's really easy to edit with ScreenFlow, and it's a screen capture program. And basically a lot of internet marketer infopreneurs today, that's what they use to edit, to capture their screen. That's what they use to edit their videos. It's really easy to use. If you're on a PC though, because ScreenFlow is only Mac, you can use Adobe Premiere Elements. And so it's both for Mac and PC. It's pretty much a toned down version of Adobe Premiere Pro. It's geared towards consumers. It competes with iMovie. It has more features. Its regular price is $99. I believe right now there's a discount for $69, so there's a rebate on it, and at least a few days ago. So depending on when you see it, it might not be true, but regular price $99, you might be able to get it for $69. Then if you're a bit more serious and have some budget for editing on a Mac, I'll definitely recommend Final Cut Pro 10. I bought it in 2013, and I still have it today, and I get all the upgrades for free. So it's you buy it once, it's $300 if you're on a Mac, but you get upgrades for life. And it's a revolutionary editing system, and it changed the editing paradigm. Super fast and does everything you need video-wise. Then if you're on a PC and on a Mac, you can use Adobe Premiere Pro. Basically, I started editing on Premiere Pro in '96. It was called just Premiere back then. So it's been like, over 20 years of using that software. And believe it or not, it's the same guy that created Premiere, that did Final Cut 7, and then that did iMovie, parts of iMovie 10, and that became Final Cut Pro 10. So that same person worked on Final Cut Pro 10 and Premiere. So Premiere is part of the Creative Cloud. You can either get Premiere by itself for about $20 a month, or you can get it part of the Creative Cloud for $50 a month. And really, if you use Photoshop or Illustrator, it's a no-brainer. It's like you have the Creative Cloud, get it all, you already have it. The thing is that it's subscription-based, so you got to pay monthly or yearly, but it's really good pack of softwares. The whole suite is great. So to recap on the editing, if you have no budget, definitely use what you have. If you have iMovie on Windows Movie Maker, otherwise you can get, HitFilm Express. It's really great. With a little bit of budget on a Mac, I'll go with ScreenFlow. It's $129, or Premiere Elements. And if you have more budget, definitely on a Mac, get Final Cut Pro 10 or the Adobe Premiere Pro, part of the Creative Suite. So that's it. We've covered the 5 steps to build a personal video studio, plus the bonus regarding the editing software. So we're going to recap what we saw so far today. So for lighting, just remember the natural sunlight is the greatest source, like the greatest light source. It's just that it can have some inconsistencies. Just know how to work around it and you can get really great pictures. For a small budget of about 25 bucks, you can get a 150 watt fluorescent bulb with a Chinese paper lantern, and you'll get excellent lighting, great lighting that'll give you some great looking videos. But I'd recommend to invest in a softbox lighting kit. So for about 150 bucks, you can get that great lighting kit to where you can do that 3-point lighting and really look professional. For cameras, if you don't have any budget, definitely get the best smartphone you can get your hands on. Smartphones with correct lighting will give you great images. For small budget, the Logitech C920 for about 100 bucks gives you full HD, great looking quality videos. Just remember, you need to download the software from Logitech so you can access the manual settings. Then, with a bit more budget, definitely get the Canon's DSLR T5i or T6i with the kit lens. So that will get you going and you will have a great upgrade path. As you'll be able to invest more in your editing systems, your editing equipment, you'll be able to buy new lenses, and then you'll be able to get even better images. But just with the kit lens, believe me, that's more than enough for videos. So for tripods, if you don't have one and you can't buy one, just use what you have, like a bookshelf, some books, get the camera stable at the level that you need. Cheap tripods today, they're great. You can get some for 20 bucks and basically they'll get your camera how you need it. But if you have a heavier setup, like you're using a DSLR, I'd recommend getting a beefier tripod because this way your equipment, your investment will be secured and you don't want it to fall like that. Then regarding microphones, for no budget, for free, basically you get the microphone off some smartphone headphones. You can do a DIY lavalier mic. It'll work really good. You'll get great sound, way better than your onboard mic. For about 20 to 30 bucks, I would recommend a mid-range lapel mic. They're really great. So you will get really great sound because you'll be close to your mouth, so close to the sound source. It'll be much better than the onboard camera. Then as far as backdrop go, the high-end microphones, if you're filming a lot of videos at your desk or, close to your computer, definitely get the Blue Snowball or the Blue Yeti. They're super great. If you use a DSLR, you can use a Rode VideoMic. And just stay until the end and you'll get the equipment list I recommend for building your studio. So for background, with no budget, for free, and that's really great, just use what you have, the furnitures that you have, just pick them and arrange them so it fits your branding, it's congruent with you and your brand. With a little bit of investment, like around 40 bucks, you can get custom banners. Those are excellent to start establishing your brands and really showcase what you're about. With a bit more investment, around 100 bucks, you can get those full backdrops. And what they give you is the ability to change the backdrops and just get different backdrops. So depending on the mood or the goal of your videos, then you can really, customize it. Or you can also use them to do green screen if you want to do some visual effect stuff. And finally, we'll talk about the editing software. So for no budget, use what you have. You have iMovie for free on a Mac and you have Windows Movie Maker on PC. You can actually get what you need done with those. On Mac, if you have a little bit more budget, what you want to do is to use ScreenFlow. And for 129 bucks, it gives you the ability to do also professional screen capture. So if you do online courses showing people how to do stuff on a computer, it's really great. And even for editing, straight videos, that's what a lot of online internet marketers and influencers are using to edit. But it's Mac only. So if you're on Windows, you can use Premiere Element for about 100 bucks. It's really great. And right now there might be a discount for $69. That's what was going on a couple of days ago. So with, a bit more budget, I would go on a Mac with Final Cut Pro 10 or Premiere Pro. Both of them are super capable. Just know that Premiere is a subscription-based model, and it's better to get it as part of the Creative Cloud, because then you get a lot of the other software. If you use Photoshop, it's really great. And pretty much you can try it too. They have a 30-day trial where it's fully functional. All right, so now let me ask you this. Are you guys pumped to finally be able to know what you need to be able to build your personal video studio so that you can film pro-looking images? Now, I'm not sure exactly why you showed up today, but if you're anything like me, you know that you have to use video to have a thriving business today. I mean, it's not an option anymore. And it's no secret that Facebook totally favors videos over images and text today. All the social media, they're pushing it. And to be honest, most people prefer watching a video than reading text or looking an image. So maybe you showed up today because there's so many options that are coming out all the time, and you want to know what equipment to use to make a professional video. And maybe you're already making videos, but you want to know how to make your videos more professional. Or maybe you've been holding back on making videos, but in the back of your head, you know that you need to make videos. You're finally at that point where you're determined to leverage the power of video in your business. And absolutely love this mindset. So, do you want to know how to create pro quality videos optimized for the web in just 30 days? So let me know. If you'd like to know my complete system on how to create videos that convert, just type it in the comments. So yes, Andrew Machi said yes. CF has a thumbs up. Scott Thompson. All right, so I'd like to invite you to my program, Web Video Express Bootcamp. And basically, this is a complete step-by-step video creation program for confidently creating your first professional-looking video. Well, the Web Video Express Bootcamp shows you all the best practices so that your videos always look professional by following an easy step-by-step process on how to film pro quality video, even if you're tech challenged. So this is what you get. You get 4 modules with multiple lessons in each, where I walk you through setting up your studio, shooting your video, edit it, and optimize it for online delivery. You get cheat sheets, of course, checklists, resource guides to help you implement what you learn. And all that in a private Facebook group where you get to ask your questions. And all these trainings, 100% online. It's available 24/7. And this is what you'll be able to create with it. You'll be able to create amazing videos so that you can use in your business over and over and over again. And you will create valuable assets to your business that will attract, convert, and create great connections with your prospects and customers. And also you'll gain 100% confidence in your ability to create pro-looking videos by yourself. So let me walk you through the 4 modules. So basically, module 1 is build your video studio advanced. Well, the good thing is that right now you already know all the options to build a personal video studio. And in this module, we'll be able to dig deeper and to see how all the parts connect and fit together with extra tips and tricks. So if you like what you learned tonight, then you'll be blown away what I have in store for you in this program. In module 2, I'll show you the easy step-by-step on how to film pro quality video, even if you're tech challenged. So we'll start by getting lighting demystified. So you'll understand how it works. So you can get the best looking images. And remember, lighting is the #1 most important ingredient in a pro looking image. We just saw that. It's just lighting is the most important thing. Then I'll show you what to do with your camera regardless of the model. You'll know what settings are important and why they're important. So even if you upgrade your camera or you change it, you'll know what to do. It doesn't matter which camera it is. And then we'll set up the stage. We'll see what to look for when you create your background and the things to avoid at all costs. After that, we'll see how you can get great sounds from the equipment you have. Plus, in that module, I'll show you a lot of pro tricks that'll make your filming sessions go butter smooth, even if you're doing it all by yourself. And actually, especially if you're going to be doing it all by yourself, because, you know, a lot of us have to do it by ourselves and we don't have a film crew around. So there are tricks that will really save you time and make it easy for you. So finally, I'll show you the successful video framework that you will be able to use in all the videos that you ever make after that. So after this module, you will be able to get the best out of the equipment that you have in order to create professional looking raw videos that will get us to the next stage. After that, we need to edit them, right? So module 3 is how to edit so you don't spend your life doing it. And that's what I used to do. I used to be in a cave editing for days and months. So in this module, I'll show you the easy, fast way to edit and what to focus on and in what order. That's super, super important. This will literally blow your mind at how simple it can be if you know what to ignore. It's literally the opposite of what people do, and this will enable you to get edits done in minutes, not days. Then I'll show you the magic technique, the magic trick, so that your videos are seamless and they flow with ease. Now onto module 4. I'll show you how to optimize your videos so they don't take forever and ever to upload and also to stream. So in this module, you'll learn my special trick and technique on optimizing your video so you're able to reduce its size by 4 times and sometimes up to 10 times without any video quality loss, so that you can upload them to your video platform or Facebook, your website, YouTube in a fraction of the time that it used to take. Just imagine if your file size is 4 times smaller, that means that it's going to take 4 times, it's going to upload 4 times faster. So your videos, they're going to load faster for your viewers too. And the funniest thing is that, you know, I'm on a lot of video pro forums and I see a lot of pros, they have no clue about this technique. And the best part is that it's free. So we're using a software, it's free, and you can just optimize your videos easily. And you also get a private Facebook group. This is where all the modules are going to be, all the cheat sheets. And what's great is that you'll be able to ask any question and I will answer as soon as possible to get you over any hurdles fast. So you'll have direct access to me there, and it'll be a compounded learning experience with high interaction between members. So all that will create a highly responsive learning experience so we can make it evolve as needed. And of course, you'll get worksheets, checklists so that you can go deeper. So basically, when you need to take action on the course, you can get that out of your head and you have something to follow to make sure that everything's taken care of. And that's not all. So I have also a special bonus. You will know through this bonus how to replicate the famous Apple video look so that you can get that classy, pure, simple look. You'll be able to create that look even without a professional white backdrop that's usually required. And that's not all. So I have another special bonus, is how to make motion graphics, even if you didn't go to motion graphics school. And basically, I'll show you a way to make simple motion graphics easily with software that you probably already have right now. And on top of that, I will show you how you can get pro-level motion graphics super cheap, even if you don't own the motion graphics software. So this way, you'll be able to greatly enhance your videos and have more impact. And then finally, we have special bonus number 3. It's a live hot seat video review with Q&A at the end. So basically, after all the 4 modules are completed and you've shot your video, you've edited it, we'll have a hot seat Q&A where I'll review submitted videos that I'll pick so they can talk to the whole audience. And this way, I'll be able to give you feedback with specific information that are needed so you can improve your videos, and you'll come out of that with the solutions to fix the eventual problems. And we have an on webinar only bonus. So that's only on the webinar. For the first 20, you get a guaranteed video review. Like if you want to make sure that your video is reviewed, then be one of the first 20 to sign up for Web Video Express Bootcamp. You will get my direct review and the solutions to fix the possible problems to make sure you get a great converting video. And this will also happen after we go through all the modules and that you have created this video. I don't usually do this, but if I did it, it'll be at least worth a couple $100. And that's not all. So I have one last unannounced bonus, and it's probably worth more than the whole program by itself. And it would cost at least $497. So for the first 10 buyers of the program, you get a one-on-one 25 minutes video assessment consultation with me. So we can talk about your video equipment. So the goal of the consultation is to get you jump started right out of the gate. So, and you know, if you're one of the first 10, of course you're one of the first 20. So that's a no-brainer. So you get a one-on-one consultation to get you started and jump started. You go through the program, then I review for sure your video. So it's a win-win-win for you. So let's recap what you get. Basically, you get 4 modules with multiple lessons in each, where I walk you through setting up your studio, shooting your video, edit it, optimize it for online delivery. So in module 1, that's what we do. We step up the studio and we go deeper than we did today, and you get tips and tricks on how to do that. In module 2, you see how to set up lighting. So you'll know how to set up lighting easily. You'll know how to film with your camera, what settings to pay attention to, how to record audio efficiently. Then in module 3, we'll see the easy, fast way to edit a seamless video. And in module 4, how to optimize it for the web so that it gets a file size up to 10 times smaller sometimes. And of course, you get the cheat sheets, the checklist, the resource guides to help you implement what you learn easily. And there's 3 special bonuses. So how to replicate the Apple look easily, so you'll be able to get that simple, clean style. How to make simple motion graphics, even if you didn't go to graphics school, or get high-end motion graphics for a fraction of the price, for really cheap. And also, we'll have at the end a live hot seat Q&A with reviews of videos that I picked that you would have submitted, so I can give you direct feedback and you can learn from it to go and fix it. And all of that will be in a private Facebook group where you get to ask all your questions and you get everything at your fingertips. So basically, this training is 100% online. It's available 24/7. And we have, for the first 20 only, an on-webinar bonus of having your video reviewed guaranteed. And for the first 10, they get a one-on-one 25-minute consultation with me to where we can assess your video, your equipment, and get you jump-started in the right direction. So there you have it. Are you ready to create your first professional-looking videos? So yes. Right now you might be thinking like, I'm excited, I want to do it, but you know, I'm a little nervous. I want to do it, but I'm wondering what's the investment? So the total value of the program right now is over $1,800. But however, I want to make it totally affordable to anybody who wants to leverage professional looking videos to increase their business. So I decided to only charge $497. And really because I've been really good friends with Omar for a while, and also because I really support what he's doing with Infopreneur Agency and what he's sharing with everybody here. So I'm making this offer for you guys, and you know, it's not available anywhere else. You can enroll today for $197. So one payment, and all you need to do is go to infopreneuragency.com/JJ, or click on the link that Omar just put it in the chat box. And what you'll see once you click on that page, you'll get on that page where you just have to fill out your details and click on the blue button that'll be on there. And remember, the first 20, they get a guaranteed video review, and the first 10 get a one-on-one assessment consultation with me for 25 minutes, but they also get their video reviewed guaranteed. So also want you to know that you have zero risk today. I want you to try out Web Video Express Bootcamp, and I'll take all the risk. Take the entire program, go through every module, attend a Q&A session for up to 30 days. And if for any reason or no reason at all, you're not delighted, you're not stoked with your results, simply let me know within 30 days, and I'll happily issue you a refund, and you can keep whatever material you already had. And that'll be my way of saying thank you. So to enroll today, it's a one-time payment of $197, and all you need to do is go to infopreneur-agency.com/JJ or click the link in the chat box. So right now, you could be thinking, oh, I'm excited, I want to do it, but I'm a little nervous. What about the tech stuff? Because video is technical. Well, don't worry, I have you covered. Like, that's easy for me, because you'll be covered in a step-by-step process where virtually I'll be holding you by the hand and showing you how to do it. I'll show you how I do it. And with the Facebook group, you'll get direct access to me, and you're covered. So as soon as you enroll, let us know in the chat box so we can give you some props. All right, Omar. So now we can get started with the Q&A. But before we do, I want to remind you that, on this webinar, we have 2 bonuses. So you might want to have a question answered, but I wouldn't take a chance to miss that on the webinar bonuses. So remember, the first 20 who sign up, they are guaranteed to have their video reviewed after we go through all the modules. And the first 10, they get a one-on-one 25-minute consultation with me. So you can go to the link in the chat box or infopreneur-agency.com/JJ.
Awesome.
So let's get the Q&A going.
Awesome. Thank you so much, JJ. That was really, really powerful stuff. And I want to just attest to the power of what JJ is offering here. When I told him, when we were setting up this webinar, I told him, hey, you want to have a video? Excuse me. You want to have a video on the webinar page? It might be kind of cool. And I was expecting it to be maybe next week. And literally, he created the video, he created the script, the video, edited it. It looks super pro, awesome. You guys seen the video on the webinar page? That was the next day or something. I was like, how did he do it so quick? So I think that's some of the stuff you're gonna learn in that in this program is his secrets to just coming up with super high quality video on the spot, really quickly. And the way it was edited, it just, you wouldn't be able to tell that it was, it took him a day, to do. So I just got to say that I give him props on that. And honestly, you guys, $197, the fact that you're also going to get consultation from him and feedback from him on your videos, it's absolute no brainer. So this is extremely powerful and valuable for you. All right, so take him up on that. And now I want to get into some Q&A here. Put your questions in the chat box. By the way, if you didn't see, I also put the link to your bonus. It's in the chat box there. So, all right. So go ahead and put in your questions in there, and I have some questions of my own while you guys do that. So JJ, one thing is you mentioned the the background, we can use a green screen and then put a background of our own. So I've seen some videos that use a green screen, but then the person ends up looking kind of digitalized or pixelated.
Well, the big thing with green screen, and it's not part of the program, and there's reasons for that, but maybe we can talk about getting something going with that. Mm-hmm. The big issue with green screen is lighting. You'll notice that with video, the biggest issue is lighting. So you need to light the screen really good. So first thing, you need to light it good. You need to have a good screen also. So the screen itself makes a difference. And then there's some basics in green screen techniques that you need to know, and most people don't know that. And actually, in 2005, I went to SF and took a course that was $2,500 with like the #1 green screen guy in the world at that time. And I mean, he's an old school guy, but he's got techniques on green screen that are great. And today the tools have evolved so much that it's actually not hard to do green screen. You just need to shoot it right. Like if you shoot it right, you won't have problems. It's all about how you shoot it. And then, it's really about that, how you shoot it. And there's some few little rules that you don't want to be close to your green screen. So a big problem what you get is called, it's contamination. So you get reflection on the green screen that reflects on the subject, then part of green is on them. So if you remove it, they're transparent, but if you leave it, then they have green on it. There are ways around it, but it's like some high-end plugins or that you can use. But the best is like, leave like 3, 5 feet, 6 feet from the screen and your subject.
Gotcha.
Then you'll be able to pull out a great key. It's called a key, like a green screen key.
Gotcha. All right. And Scott, thanks for that. So Scott is asking, can this be used live over Facebook or live over Twitter? Like, Facebook Live?
Yes. So actually, exactly. And that's great for people that do Facebook Lives or webinars, because what you will get is all the principles on how to light correctly and to shoot correct, to film correctly. So that applies to live. And actually, I've been telling that to Omar and a few masterminds. It's like, we got to get the lighting right, because it's the way that it comes out. Like you've got your lighting right, then your video looks good, And so definitely all of this will be applicable to Facebook Live. And even if afterwards you want to edit your lives, and you'll get so much out of it, because you'll understand, how to get great sound, how to really frame great so you don't look wrong on it, get the great lighting. And even with just a basic webcam, like, the picture is going to look great. You can even have setups with DSLRs, but that's kind of a different topic. But you can use all this into live streaming for sure, whether it's Facebook, it's YouTube, Twitter, anything with video.
Right on. Yeah, and I also want to just say, it's like, as we mentioned before, it's all about the impression that you're making. If you're sending the message that, you don't care about how you look, and not even that. I mean, let me just go back what I said. I mean, even if you do care, you try to set up your studio or your video, lighting, all that, and you just don't know how to do it right. You still don't look good. Like you don't look your best, I guess you could say, which it's like you're looking kind of like weird, or there's some kind of subconscious, like subliminal message that you're sending to people. That's like you're there's something off about you, even though you are yourself, you're still a great person and all that. Just the fact that you look a little off or something, maybe too shadowy, maybe something about it. It sends a subliminal message to your clients or to the people you're presenting to. So anyway, and it goes for like masterminds as well, webinars, everything. All right. So another question from Scott: does it cover lower third graphics like on the news?
Well, not specifically, but we'll see. Just graphics and lower third graphics are just a part of it. So it's putting text on it, and with the module, the bonus that shows you how to do motion graphics easily, then in that can cover that, because I'll show you tricks on how you can get professional graphics done on the cheap, like, so it doesn't cost too much.
Yeah, and actually, if you go into when you sign up for the program, I mean, honestly, this is what I'll be doing is like, I'm going to be asking questions all the time on the Facebook group. So it's a great place to just ask questions. You can share your videos, and maybe it'll be picked as one of the ones on the, the review. But yeah, like, I mean, you can ask, how do I set up the 2/3 thing? Anyone know how to do that? Or, whatever your question is, you're free to ask it. And, there will probably be a solution for it,
Oh, definitely.
Right.
We'll get a solution for sure.
And all right, so Bassem says, when is the due date to register? Well, actually, you can register pretty much, register as soon as you can, because the the fact is this is going to be going out to thousands of people. A lot of people are going to see this. So the sooner you register, the more chance you have at getting those first fast action bonuses. The fact that you're on this live right now, you have the ultimate chance. You can just register right now. Again, there's a 30-day guarantee. So you can, take advantage of those bonuses, but you can register anytime. You just won't get the bonuses if they're taken.
Yeah. And also, definitely the bonuses that are on the webinar right now, they're a no-brainer just for the consultation. Like, it's worth more than the price that you're paying right now. And then you get your video reviewed also, which is more than the price of what it is. So basically, it's a no-brainer to go right now. And Omar didn't even know about the consultation. Like, he had no clue about it. It's worth more than the program. You'll get everything demystified. So I would recommend go right now and sign up right now. So the question that Gordon has, what do I think about the GoPro Hero 4? Well, GoPros are really great. I love those cameras. The big problem with a GoPro is that it has a fisheye on it. Mm. Of course, you can reduce it, but it's, you don't have control over manual settings really, and they've evolved a lot. They're great. The lens is not the greatest, and I'll tell you a secret that not a lot of people know, but actually you can change the lens. If you change the lens of the GoPro and you put a better lens, you can get great video quality. Like, I actually have friends that did that, and that's how I got to learn about it, and they're professional drone videographers. And they shot some stuff, and they didn't tell people it was from GoPros, and and we're talking back in Tahiti, and had people from America, like American film crew that came. They showed them the footage, they sold them, and the people were like shocked. What do you mean GoPro? Well, they didn't know. You can actually, there's ways you can remove the lens, and then you put a better, faster lens on the GoPro, and that lens is going to have a cost, and you got to know how to do that. Then your GoPro will be more valuable, because the GoPro is really an action camera. It's made to have a wide angle to see a lot of things in the field of view. You can't go and like manually set stuff. You can go with settings, but the exposure and the shutter speed, you don't really control it. So it all depends on what you want to do, but they're great. They're great. You can definitely use them on even multi-camera shoots. Like, a lot of DJs use that. Like, they do videos where they show how they DJ, and so they put multiple cameras and you can cut between angles. Great quality, great camera, just not a lot of control over it. Kind of like, the sun. Sun has great light, but you can't control it. You got to have ways to know what's going to influence the camera. Like, if there's something really dark that comes in front of it, or how it focuses on stuff. So, but great quality. It's just, my pleasure, Gordon. It's just really an action cam.
Interesting. Yeah, I never knew that. I mean, that's interesting. I mean, I thought that GoPro was like already super high quality anyway. So why would you even?
It is, but the thing is, it's a fisheye. It's really wide, and then that lens, it's not really the best lens on it. So, and I was amazed because when I saw the videos, I was like, oh my god! And the thing with a fisheye, it deforms everything around. So they have software where you correct it. What's always to do it? It's always better to do it in camera than in software. So basically, they put a lens in there that put everything rectilinear. So there was no more fisheye distortion. And the glass was better. So that means that the quality of the light that came in and hit the sensor really was better. So the camera recorded better looking images than originally because they changed the lens. So that's some little hacks like that. And to be honest, that's like one of my passions, as you can hear. It's like production, filming, and all the post-production. I spend a lot of time working on that in professional settings, to where, to me, this is just easy and it's fun when you apply it with marketing and with,
Right on.
Thank you, CF. Go ahead, Omar.
Well, Bassem, let me answer this question real quick. Bassem asks if we can have the PowerPoint slides. I don't think we can, Bassem, but you have the list to everything that was mentioned on the call. That's the link that I sent, the little cheat sheet.
Yeah, and I put a couple of extra stuff on it. I think some also. I'm not sure. I think I added a couple stuff that I didn't have on
Yeah.
the webinar.
Yeah. I
And
just want to point
really,
out.
yep.
I just wanted to point out real quick for everyone's reference. Like the reason we don't want to give out slides to everyone is because we don't want to risk them being spread around and shared and copied and all that. So not saying that you would do it, Bassem, but it's just a protocol we have, for everyone. So right on. And so JJ, if you don't mind, I have another question. This is like just kind of random. So I know like on the news, they put a lot of makeup on, and I'm guessing that's because of the lighting, and they want to look good, of course. So I mean, I never do that, and I'm always curious, like if it's really like something.
Well, the big thing is when we switched to HD, they had to redo all the makeup stuff, like on TV, like on broadcast, because before HD, it was standard definition, regular TV stuff, and the resolution was 4 times smaller. But we were all used to that. So when it jumped to HD, you could see more details. You could see the pores of the skin on the screen. So they had to change the makeup. So it really, I would say it would depend. Like you have to start with the end in mind. Where is your video going to be seen? So if you start with that, then you will know what you need to, if you do need to get makeup. If you're going to be on a little screen and it's going to be in a website, it's not going to go full screen to HD, well, you probably don't need makeup unless you have, too much reflection on your skin. And it's great to put makeup on. So what it does, it just evens stuff out and it makes it smoother.
Okay. All right. And CF, yes, this will be a recording that will be posted in the members area. So any final questions before we go, you guys? I know we're a little bit over time. I appreciate everyone being here. Any final questions? This is your chance to ask a professional, seasoned, award-winning videographer any question you want. I'll give you 10 seconds, let's say. All right, just go ahead and put them in, the questions, anything you want to ask. All right, well, I think that's good enough. So JJ, again, thank you so much for sharing all this. This has been super, super valuable. And thank you again for making this amazing offer to everyone here. So you guys, yes, thank you again. And everyone else, thank you all for being here. Thank you for watching. If you have any other questions, go ahead and let us know. But make sure you sign up for this program if you are serious about creating videos that are going to get you clients and get you partners and opportunities to really grow your business. And take advantage of it right now as soon as possible, so you can take advantage of the consulting and the guaranteed video review. It's pretty sweet. So with that said, thank you again, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you on the next webinar. Have a good one.